Hey fam, how you doing tonight? God bless you. God bless you. It's man, Coach Will coming at you. Bill, William, Will, whatever you want to call me, man. I just want to be called a servant of Christ. That's it. Like Apostle Paul. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm kind of mumbling a little bit, kind of low, kind of blue right now. Just got word that our friend, our partner we met out in the street side prayer became a friend of ours. Aaron is now dead, died March 7th. Suspect is overdose. Don't know if it's suicide or accidental or shoot, they kill you with a hot needle, man. Homicide. So Aaron came to us broken. We met him on the street, and he was so happy to, on the street side praying on a Friday night. We were over on 103rd Street where Joker's getting, drunk high. And, he was so happy that people were out there and we would, praying and interceding, and they asked us to pray over us. I think he came with a young lady. They both came together and we prayed over him. We had a powerful prayer encounter with both him and her. The ladies in the groups prayed with her. We men in the group prayed with him. His story was he'd been, in that culture, that life, that drug life, that fast life, both of them together. And, they tried to fall in love in the midst of being substance abusers. And you notice the world doesn't take kindly to that love and friendship in the midst of drug abuse. Just don't, in that drug crime life, it just don't work well. So he was getting himself clean off the drugs. He'd been drug dealing to sustain his habit, doing all that stuff. And now he wanted to come clean. And he wanted to be clean, live a clean life, take his woman and walk away and get clean. She wasn't ready to be clean. She still had a drug habit at that point in time. So at any rate, man, I went to dinner with him a couple times. We hung out, we would talk, he'd come past, street side prayer a few times occasionally. And got consistent for maybe a few weeks, and then he came drunk once or twice. I mean, skunk drunk. And we just had talks about it. I talked to him about being drunk in the midst of doing this type of work. I told him, man, he and after that he got locked up over in the beaches area. I said, "You get locked up, drunk, man, drunk." And he said he was walking down the street preaching the word. This man could recite the scriptures, man. I can't recite them like he can recite them from memory. I told him, I talked to him, I said, man, you gotta, you put a huge target on your chest, your back, and your forehead, man, by our enemy when you are preaching the word and truth, but yet also drunk. So he's going to take you out, man. You won't be able to defend yourself if you're drunk. Well, the good news is that last month, the young lady friend came at it. We were doing intercession up in Moncrief area, and she came over to talk to our partner Brittany. Brittany's left us then since then. Brittany, come back. We need you. And she dumped all her crack cocaine right out there in the grass right there. They prayed together, interceded. It was a women's portion, so I didn't wasn't privy to it, but I guess, man, that should have taken Aaron back or something. I don't know, man. I do know that he was very, very depressed when he couldn't, get her off the streets and into his loving care. And he really had the attitude that he'd rather be dead than be without that woman. And I have nothing to say, man, except so, fam, I keep telling you that people need this word. And you can help by sharing it on your social media. People are depressed. People are despondent. People are desperate, grabbing on the straws. Yes, Aaron knew the word. He could recite the word. Some areas of the word just didn't live in, some parts of the word just didn't live in his heart. So, man, it hurts me. All right, so what I'm going to do is serve tonight. I'm going to read Joshua chapter 21. This looks like a long chapter here. Let's talk about the cities and the pasture lands allotted to Levi. Chapter 21, verse 1. Then the heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites came to Eleazar the priest and to Joshua the son of Nun and to the heads of the fathers' houses of the tribes of the people of Israel. And they said to them, at Shiloh in the land of Canaan, the Lord commanded through Moses that we be given cities to dwell in, along with their pasture lands for life along with their pasture lands of our livestock. So by command of the Lord, and the people of Israel gave to the Levites the following cities and pasture lands out of their inheritance, out of their own inheritance, right? Because God said, your inheritance is relationship with me. The lot came out of the clans of the Kohathites. So those Levites who were descendants of Aaron and the priest, Aaron the priest, received by lot from the tribes of Judah, Simeon, and Benjamin 13 cities. And the rest of the Kohathites received by lot the clans of the tribes of Ephraim from the tribe of Dan and the half tribe of Manasseh, 10 cities. The Gershonites received by lot from the clans of the tribe of Issachar, from the tribe of Asher, from the tribe of Naphtali, and the half tribe of Manasseh at Bashan, 13 cities. The Meratites, according to their clans, received from the tribe of Reuben, the tribe of Gad, and the tribe of Zebulun, 12 cities. It's interesting. There were that many priests. And something else I find interesting is that the priests got their own pasture land. They're kind of self-sufficient, right? They take care of themselves, right? Not saying that I want to quit paying my tithes. Look, I know God don't need my money, but I know God's servants need the money in order to, because this is Satan. Satan is in charge of this raggedy world right now in this phase, in this period. So he set up this money system to break us wide open. And our ministers and priests currently nowadays need to do God's work in the midst of that. All right. So I'm just making an observation, not trying to infer nothing. My inference is anything is, man, pay, give your tithes up, man. Help God's. If you got a good pastor, a good preacher that you know is actually serving the Lord and in all his heart, then help, man, keep that church, that ministry running. Pray for him on a regular basis, and pay your tithes. All right, that's all I got to say. I don't know what verse. I'll try verse 9. Out of the tribe of the people of Judah and the tribe of the people of Simeon, they gave the following cities mentioned by name, which went to the descendants of Aaron, one of the clans of the Kohathites, who belonged to the people of Levi, since the lot fell on them first. They gave them Kereth Arba, Arba being the father of Anak. Anak, bad dude. That is Hebron, and in the hill country of Judah, along with the pasture lands around it. But the fields of the city and its villages had been given to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, as his possession. And to the descendants of Aaron, the priests, they gave Hebron, the city of refuge for the manslayer, with pasture lands, Libnah with its pasture lands, Jitter with its pasture lands, Esthoma with its pasture lands, Halon with its pasture lands, Debir with its pasture lands, Ain with its pasture lands, Juttah with its pasture lands, Beth Shemesh with its pasture lands, 9 cities of these 2 tribes. Then out of the tribe of Benjamin, Gibeon with its pasture lands, Geba with its pasture lands, Anathoth with its pasture lands, Almon with its pasture lands, 4 cities. The cities of the descendants of Aaron, the priests, were all in 13 cities with their pasture lands, as the rest of the Kothanites belonging to the Kothanite clans, Kotha, Kotha, Kohathite, Kohathites, belonging to the Kohathites clans of the Levites, cities allotted to them were out of the 9 tribes of Ephraim. To them were given Shechem, the city of refuge for the manslayer. That's right, that makes sense. You want the priest to be there, right? In the city of refuge, with its pasture lands, in the hill country of Ephraim, Gezer with its pasture lands, Kibzaim with its pasture lands, Beth Horon with its pasture lands, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Dan, Eltik with its pasture lands, Gipthon with its pasture lands, Aijalon with its pasture lands, Gath Rimmon with its pasture lands, 4 cities. And out of the half tribe of Manasseh, Tanakh with its pasture lands, and Gath Rimmon with its pasture lands, 2 cities. The cities of the clans of the rest of the Kohathites were 10 in all with their pasture lands. All right, so I don't really understand the huge value in these cities and what they are, other than the one city. I do know that everything is intentional in the scripture. Maybe they did as a recordation, historical recordation. I don't know. I don't get any spiritual content or message out of that. Verse 27, and the Gershonites, one of the clans of the Levites, were given out of the half tribe of Manasseh, Golan, in Bashan. Did I read 27 already? It's more cities. And the Gershonites, one of the clans of the Levites, were given out of the half tribe of Manasseh, Golan in Bashan, with its pasture lands, and the city of refuge for the city of refuge for the manslayer, right? Okay. Be another one. And Bishtara with its pasture lands, 2 cities. And out of the tribe of Issachar, Kishion with its pasture lands, Dabarath with its pasture lands, Jarmuth with its pasture lands, En-Ganim with its pasture lands, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Asher, Mishal with its pasture lands, Abdon with its pasture lands, Helkath with its pasture lands, and Rehob with its pasture lands, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Naphtali, Kadesh in Galilee with its pasture lands, the city of refuge for the manslayer, Hamath Dor with its pasture lands. Right, okay, so all right, that makes sense. So given all those cities of refuge, we'll have Levites there. So he who seeks refuge can get their hearing. Man, these daggone fruit flies are here. They can get their hearing. 3 cities. The cities of the several clans of the Gershonites were in all 13 cities with their pasture lands. And to the rest of the Levites, the Merarite clans were given out of the tribe of Zebulon, Jonahim and its pasture lands, Kartah with its pasture lands, Dimnah with its pasture lands, Nahalal with its pasture lands, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Reuben, Bezer with its pasture lands, Jahaz with its pasture lands, Kedemoth with its pasture lands, and Mapath with its pasture lands, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Gad, Ramoth in Gilead with its pasture lands, the city of refuge for the manslayer. There's another city. Already staffed with some high priests. Mahanaim with its pasture lands, Heshbon with its pasture lands, Jezer with its pasture lands, 4 cities in all, Yazer with its pasture lands. As for the cities of the several Meronite clans, that is, the remainder of the clans of the Levites, those allotted to them were all 12 cities. The cities of the Levites in the midst of the possession of the people of Israel were all 48 cities with their pasture lands. These cities each had its pasture lands around it. So it was with all these cities. Thus the Lord gave to Israel all the land that he swore to give to their fathers, and they took possession of it. And they settled there, and the Lord gave them the rest on every side, just as he had sworn to his fathers. Not one of the enemies had withstood them, for the Lord had given all their enemies into their hands. Not one word of all the good promises that the Lord had made to the house of Israel had failed. All had come to pass. And that's powerful, fam. That's powerful. So if our scripture shows us that God has made promises us to for our freedom from sin and our victory over sin, then what should we do? We should know with assurance that that's what we're going to get. Hey, and it don't say we got to wait till we die to get it. It's actually in this life. Starts in this life and carries on. So look, what does that mean? Why is it important? Your freedom starts now. Sin. So all you got to do is understand what sin is, and then start rebuking, rejecting it, and living freedom. All right. Good night. Bendiga, Baruch, Shalom, peace. Share this video. Pray. Ask God to reveal to you what he wants you to have. Maybe some of them cities he wants you to have. But I know that last sentence was powerful. And get your inheritance. Bless you. Bye-bye.